Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this part we will see the rectangular potential barrier. So now let us first discuss what is this rectangular potential barrier. So here you can see this axis represents the x coordinate and this axis represents the potential axis V. Okay. So now here you can see this is your x equal to 0 point and this one is your x equal to a point. This one is your region 1, this is region 2 and this is your region 3. So here in between this x equal to 0 to x equal to a, the potential is V naught, and when x is greater than a and when x is less than 0. When x is less than 0 means in this region, and when x is greater than a means this region, that is the third region. So in these two cases the potential value is 0, and in between these two you will get the potential is V naught. So here you can see the potential V of x equal to 0 when x is less than 0 and x is greater than a, and this potential is equal to V naught when x is lies between 0 to a. So this type of potential is called as the rectangular potential barrier. Okay. So now here we will consider a particle having mass m and the energy is E. It is moving in the potential like this. That is, in the potential of the rectangular potential the particle is moving. So now here you will see the potential barrier, it is between the x equal to 0 and a, that is your V naught. If a particle having energy less than that of your V naught, that is when the energy of the particle is less than V naught, so that is it approaches the barrier from the left, that is from the first region. Classically the particle will always be reflected and hence it will not penetrate through this barrier. So as we have discussed before in case of the potential step also, so if you will incident any particle having some energy E, and here if you will consider this energy to be the less than V naught, since the potential is higher than that of your kinetic energy, and so here the particle cannot penetrate through this barrier. But here the wave mechanics or the quantum mechanics says that so there will be a probability that is some probability so that you can find the particle in this region also. So here you can see. So however the wave mechanics predicts that the particle has some probability of penetrating through the third region also, and the probability of penetration being greater than if V naught minus E is smaller. Okay. So now you can also see in this third region also. So this is in the case of second region, that is you will find the particle in the second region. But now in this rectangular potential, so here the barrier is also present at this point. So at this x equal to a also the barrier is present. So and here you will see you will find the particles also in this region. Okay, that is in the third region. So we are going to prove that. So now here if E is greater than V naught, okay, so here we have considered E is greater than V naught now. So classical mechanics predicts that the particle will always be transmitted, that is when the energy of the particle is, now we will consider, this is for the E less than V naught, now we will consider when E is greater than V naught. Okay, when the potential is less and the energy is more, then the particle will definitely get transmitted through this region. That is the classical mechanical behavior says that when the energy is more, then there will be chances of the transmission of the particle through this barrier. Okay, but here the quantum mechanics says the particle has a finite probability of transmission and hence it is not certain that the particle will penetrate the barrier. Okay, so the transmission is possible, so it doesn't mean that the particle cannot reflect from that barrier. Okay, so all this information about the particle can be obtained from the wave function that satisfy the time independent Schrodinger equation. That is, now also you will take the time independent Schrodinger equation and we will solve that equation. That after we will get the psi, that is your eigen function, and we will calculate the energy eigenvalue also, or we will see the reflection coefficient and the transmission coefficient in this case. Now first of all we will write the three equations of in the region 1, 2 and 3. So here we will consider the general expression is your dou square psi divided by dou x square plus 2m by h bar square into e minus b psi equal to 0. So this is your general equation to the Schrodinger time independent equation. So first of all, if you will consider x to be less than 0, there are three regions. So there are three regions. You can see here just like this. This is your x equal to 0 and this is your x equal to a region. So here when x is less than 0, that is the first region. This is your dou square psi 1 by dou s square plus 2m by h dot square e psi 1 equal to 0. If I put this 2m e by h bar square to be k1 square, so this is simply dou square psi 1 by dou s square plus k1 square psi 1 equal to 0. And now, if we see for the second region, that is in this region, that is x equal to 0 to a. So in this region you can see, so dou square psi 2 by dou s square plus 2m by h bar square e minus v naught psi equal to 0, because in this region the potential is your v naught. So here this total part, here I will write this is your k2 square. Okay. Now for the third region, if I will write, so you can see here the third region is your, this one is your third region, that is your x is greater than a. So in this case also the potential is 0. So we can write this is your dou square by dou s square plus 2m by h bar square e psi 3 equal to 0. And here the 2m e by h bar square is your k1 square. So here also I will write 2m e by h bar square is your k1 square and this is your psi 3, that is equal to 0. So now we will get the three equation from the Schrodinger time independent equation, that is for the region 1, 2 and 3. And now you will put the solution. Now here first let me write the solution, that after we will put the boundary condition. Now here you can see the value of k1 and k2 is written here. Now the general solution to these equations are, that is since there are three regions, so I will write psi 1 equal to a exponential iota k1x plus b exponential minus iota k1x and psi 2 equal to c exponential iota k2x plus d exponential minus I k2x and psi 3 equal to f exponential iota k1x plus g exponential minus iota k1x. Okay, so these are your equations. Now here the constant a, b, c, d, g, f, so it can be obtained, that is these are your coefficients, so it can be obtained by using the boundary condition. So if I will write the boundary conditions are, the wave function psi 1 at x equal to 0 equal to psi 2 at x equal to 0 and dou psi 1 by dou x at x equal to 0 equal to dou psi 2 by dou x at x equal to 0 and psi 2 at x equal to a, this is your, let me write psi 2 at x equal to a, that is equal to psi 3 at x equal to a, and finally dou psi 2 by dou x at x equal to a will be equal to dou psi 3 by dou x at x equal to a. So these are your four boundary conditions which you have to apply. So now first of all you can see here these are your equation. Now simply you have to substitute these values here. Since we have already discussed about the potential step and also harmonic oscillator square wave, so at least up to this much you know how to solve this one. So now if we will put the value of x to be 0 here, so this is exponential 0 is 1 and here also exponential 0 to be 1. So psi 1 at x equal to 0, you have to put psi 2 at x equal to 0. So this part is exponential 0 is 1, exponential 0 is 1. So a plus b will be equal to c plus d. So this is your first expression. And now simply you have to take the first order derivative and put x equal to 0. And also if you will put the four boundary condition in this equation for a, b and c, I think you must calculate, you may calculate this expression. These are your expressions like this. Okay. So you will get finally the four equation, that is a plus b equal to c plus d, and here this iota k1 into a minus b equal to iota k2 c minus d, and here this is iota k2 into c exponential iota k2a minus d exponential minus I k2a equal to iota k1 is taken common, f exponential iota k1a minus g exponential minus iota k1a. So this solution, it represents, that is the solution for a represents the wave a exponential iota k1x, that is the solution for a means psi 1 equal to a exponential iota k1x plus b exponential minus iota k1x. Okay. So here this a exponential I k1x, it represents the incident incident one, and here the psi 3, if I let the psi 3 equal to f exponential iota k1x plus g exponential minus I k1x. Okay, so here this one, if I will write this, so let us see first this. You can see here the four expression, that is psi 1, psi 2, psi 3. You can see the four coefficient a, b, c, d first, and that after we will discuss about f and g. So here in the psi 1 expression, you know, this is your psi 1 equal to a exponential iota k1x plus b exponential minus iota k1x. So it means that this plus 1 plus x represents this wave is traveling in this direction having the amplitude a, and here this second one, it represents the direction is along the minus x, and the b is the amplitude of that wave. Okay, and similarly this c represents the amplitude of the transmitted wave, and here the d represents again the reflection. This is one is a reflected wave having the amplitude d, and here this f also represents, this one is your transmitted wave having the amplitude f, and here this one represents the incident or the reflected wave. So here this sign, this is your, if I write the expression for this psi 3, this is simply c exponential, sorry, this is f exponential iota k1x plus g exponential minus I1 k2 I k1x. Okay, this is our representation. So here this g exponential minus I k1x represents, this must be it. If there will be a barrier, then this wave represents the reflected one. But here, since there is no barrier is present at this point, so here this will represent, this may be the incident from the right side. Okay, this one is your the incident wave on the right hand side, and also it means that here we are considering the a to be the incident one from the left hand side, or it may be like the incident from the right hand side. So there is no need to take this two, that is you may consider any one, because if you will consider this g to be reflected one, since there are no barrier is present at this point, so you may neglect this g to be 0. Or if you will see in this side, like if a is incident one from the left hand side, or you may consider that the reflection may be possible from the right hand side also. So you cannot consider the two as a incident one. So here you may neglect any one of these two, that is you may neglect a or you may neglect g. So here you will neglect this g coefficient. Okay, that is g exponential minus iota k1x, we may neglect. So now here you have neglected this g to be 0, or here we have put g to be 0. So now if I put g values to be 0, so the equations now becomes like this. So a plus b equal to c plus d. So here you will get the four expressions like this. Okay. So now here we have to solve this one. That is, first of all, if you will solve this 7c and 7d here, if you will add this to expression, then they will get cancelled, and finally you will get twice of c exponential ik2a will be equal to, here we have substituted the boundary condition. Okay, so that after you will get 2c exponential ik2a equal to, this one is your f iota k1a taking common 1 plus k1 by k2, and here after solving this you will get c will be equal to this exponential ik2a is divided here. So here you will get f into k1 plus k2 divided by k2 into exponential iota k1 minus k2 whole into a. Okay. Now also if we will subtract this 2, you can see, if we will subtract this 2, then this will be plus 1, and this is your minus, and this is your minus, plus will get minus, minus will get plus sign. So this 2 get cancelled. So 2d exponential minus ik2a, can see 2d exponential minus ik2a will be equal to f exponential iota k1 is taken common 1 minus k1 by k2. So this will be f into 1 minus k1 by k2 into exponential I k1a. So we can write d will be equal to f into k2 minus k1 divided by 2k2 into exponential iota k1 plus k2 into a. Now further similarly, if you will add the expression 7a and 7b, you will get finally a in terms of c and d. Now if I use this equation 8 and 9, finally you will write A is equal to F into, so this total expression k2 minus k1 divided by 2 k2 exponential iota k1 plus k2 into A. So here you can see we have calculated C in terms of F and also D in terms of F. So now if I will put this value here, you can see A is equal to this into C plus this into D. If I will substitute the value of C and D here, you will simply get this expression. So after solving this, I am not saying how to solve this equation. I think you can solve this by your own. So after solving, you will get the relation that is F by A. This is equal to minus 2k1 k2 exponential minus iota k1a divided by 2k1 k2 cos k2a minus iota k1 square plus k2 square into sin k2a. And now similarly, if you will subtract this relation, that is if you will subtract the equation 7b from 7a, this 2, if you will subtract 7b from 7a, then you will get b equal to 1 minus k2 by k1 c by 2 plus 1 plus k2 by k1 into d by 2. Okay, now also you will substitute the value of C and D in this expression. You have to put this value of C and D here. So here after substituting this value, you will get the value of B to be equal to this much. This is the value of B equal to this much. And here we have calculated the value of A here. So here the value of A we have calculated here, that is in terms of F. You can see here, this is the value of A equal to this much we have calculated here. Now if you substitute this value, that is B by A, you can calculate. So here the B by A will be equal to the value of B equal to this much in terms of F, and the value of A in terms of F. If you will divide these two, then you will finally get this F get cancelled and rest of the term you can cancel. So finally you can get B by A equal to this much. Okay. So here we have calculated F by A and also B by A. Now here we will discuss about the transmissivity or the probability of transmission. So the probability of transmission means this is the density of the, here you can see that this is your probability of transmission divided by, this one is for your incident. So F into F star divided by A into A star, that is equal to F by A mod square. Or this can be written as, if we will take this F by A relation, you can see this is your F by A. So from this relation you can put F star by A star, that is F by A whole star means this sign will get positive 1, this plus iota minus iota will be plus iota, and also in this relation also you will put minus to be plus. So now you can see here this represents the F by A and this one represents the F star by A star value. Okay. So simply this exponential minus will get exponential plus iota k1. So now after solving this, you will get this is equal to this 2k12, 2k12 becomes 4k1 square k2 square, exponential will term goes to 1. This one is in terms of A minus B into A plus B. So this will be 4k1 square k2 square cos square k2a plus k1 square k2 square whole square into sin square k2a. And that is equal to, if I will put the cos square k2a equal to 1 minus sin square k2a, so that will be equal to, if I will put this value here, then finally you will get this 4k1 square k2 square divided by 4k1 square k2 square plus k1 square plus k2 square whole square minus 4k square into k2 square whole into sin square k2a. Okay. So after solving this, finally you will get the expression for the probability of transmission. And similarly, the reflectivity of the, or the probability of reflection, you can calculate from the relation B by A mod square. So here this is the value of B by A, and similarly this is your B star by A star value is here. Now after solving this one, you will get finally the probability of transmission is equal to this much. I think you can solve it by your own. Okay, this is the simply mathematical calculation, just so you can solve it. So now the theoretically, if we will discuss here, if we will add this equation 13 and equation 14, then you will get the probability of transmission plus the probability of reflection is equal to 1. So it means that there is a finite probability of reflection. So here Pt plus Pr equal to 1 means probability of transmission plus probability of reflection is equal to 1 means there is a finite probability of reflection. So now the conclusion is that when E is greater than V naught, that is the particle having energy greater than that of your potential barrier, so the classical mechanics predicts that the particle will always get transmitted through the barrier, whereas the wave mechanics predicts that the particle is having the finite probability of transmission as well as the reflection. Okay, so the classical mechanics says when the energy, kinetic energy is more than, or the total energy is more than that of your potential, then according to the classical mechanics there will be the transmission of the particle through that barrier. But here wave mechanics says that so there will be the transmission as well as the reflection is also possible. It is not certain, but the particle will penetrate through this barrier. Okay, so this is for when E is greater than V naught. Now we will see the second case, that is when E is less than V naught. That is when the energy is less than that of your potential, then the classically it says that the particle will always get reflected, because since this potential is high enough, so the particle cannot penetrate through this barrier. But the wave mechanics predicts that the particle will not necessarily be reflected by the barrier, but there is always the probability that it may cross the barrier. So when E is less than the V naught according to the quantum mechanics, so we will definitely get a particle that will cross that barrier. So this probability of crossing the barrier is termed as the quantum mechanical tunneling or the tunneling effect. So the phenomenon of transmission of the particle through a potential barrier of finite width and the height, even when its energy is less than the barrier height, is called the quantum mechanical tunneling. Okay, so this is called the quantum mechanical tunneling. So this is simply means though the energy of the particle is less than that of your potential, but still you will get a particle in that region, that is when energy is less than V naught, so the particle will definitely cross that barrier. So this type of effect is called the quantum tunneling effect. Okay, so now here also we will solve the Schrodinger time independent equation. So here if we will apply for that three reason, that is when x is less than 0, x lies between 0 to a, and x is greater than a, you can see if we will apply the formula, that is E is less than V naught to that Schrodinger equation, then you will get this is your dou square psi 1 by dou s square plus k1 square psi 1 equal to 0, and this is your dou square psi 2 by dou s square minus k square psi 2 equal to 0, and this is your dou square psi 3 by dou s square plus k1 square psi 3 equal to 0. Again the same thing, that is you have to take k1 equal to this much and k equal to this. This is the term here we have given the sign, that is your k simply. So this k equal to 2m into V naught minus c divided by h cut square root over. So here we will get the three solutions, that is psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 for the three different regions, and similarly we can calculate the wave function or the eigen function. So these are your basically the eigen functions. Now if I will apply the boundary conditions like psi 1 at x equal to 0 equal to psi 2 at x equal to 0, dou psi 1 by dou s at x equal to 0 equal to dou psi 2 by dou s at x equal to 0, and psi 2 at x equal to a equal to psi 3 at x equal to a, and dou psi 2 by dou s at x equal to a equal to dou psi 3 by dou s at x equal to a. So these are your the boundary condition as we have applied in case of the E is greater than V naught. Also you will apply this for your E is less than V naught, and you have to solve these equations by putting this boundary condition. You have to write the equation A, B and C. So after solving the boundary condition, you will get the equation, that is 6a, 6b and 6c and 6d. So here these are your equation, a plus b equal to c plus d, iota k1 into a minus b equal to k into d minus c, and c exponential minus k plus d exponential k equal to f exponential iota k1a, and minus k c exponential minus k plus k d exponential k, that is equal to iota k1 f exponential iota k1a. Okay, so now you will get the four expression, and if you will solve this equation, that is first if you have to add equation 6c and 6d, you will get the expression for the d in terms of f, and now if you will subtract these two, you will get finally the expression for the c in terms of f. Okay, So these are your simple calculations, so you can do by yourself. So we have calculated the value of D in terms of F and also C in terms of F. Similarly, if you will add the two expression, that is 6A and 6B, you will get expression for A. So now if you will put these values here, that is the value of C and D in the expression of A, you will get the value of A. This is your A equal to this much. This is in terms of F. You can calculate. Now if you will divide F by A, if you will calculate F by A, you will get this much. Okay, and similarly F by A, and similarly you will calculate for B by A. So here you can calculate by subtracting this 6A from the 6B. You will get the expression, that is B equal to this into C plus this into D. So if you will put the value of C and D here, so you will get finally the expression, that is B equal to this one. This is your B in terms of F. You can calculate. So I am not discussing it further because I think you can solve it by your own. Finally you will get the expression for the B by A, that is equal to sine hyperbolic K into K1 square plus K square divided by 2K1K iota cos K hyperbolic K plus sine hyperbolic K into K1 square minus K square. Okay. So now we have calculated F by A and also we have calculated B by A. Now what is our main aim? To calculate the probability of transmission or the transmissivity and the reflectivity or the probability of reflection. So now the probability of transmission here in this case also F star into A star, or that is simply F by A into F by A star. This is the value of F by A and this is the value of F by A star. Simply the iota sign will goes to minus iota. Okay. So now if you will solve this one, you will get the probability of transmission equal to 4K1 square K square divided by 4K1 square K square plus K1 square plus K square whole square into sine square HK. And similarly for the probability of reflection, you can calculate B by A into B by A star. And now if you will substitute these values and you will calculate, you will get the value of probability of reflection will equal to this much. Okay. So now from this observation, you can see you will get Pt plus PR, that is equal to 1. It means that there is a finite probability of transmission, that is the probability coefficient plus the reflection coefficient equal to 1. It means that there is a finite probability of transmission. So that is here we are considering when the energy is, the value of energy is less than that of your potential energy. That is when the potential is high enough to cross that barrier, or we can say that the particle will, in classical mechanics says that when this potential is very high, and then that of your energy, that is the total energy of the particle, then it is not possible to cross that barrier for the classical mechanics. But here according to the quantum concept or the wave concept, it says that this one is your incident wave. You can see this is your incident wave. Okay, this is your reason 1. Okay, so here there is a chances of incident, the incident one is possible. Okay, so here we are incidenting particle in this direction, so there is a possibility that the particle can reflect because there is a barrier is present, so the reflection is possible. And in the second region you can see, so this is your experimental proof that the particle can be present in this region 2 also. So here you will get also the reflected one, and in the region 3 also you can see the transmission is possible in the region 3, that is you will definitely get a particle in this region also. So here this E is less than V naught, that is according to wave concept, it says that still the potential is high enough, but here the particle has the energy E is high enough to cross that barrier, and you will definitely get a particle in the third region also. And this type of effect is called as the quantum tunneling effect. So when the barrier is very thick or very high, the probability of penetration becomes small, but the probability of transmission, it depends on the V naught and A. So when you will get, you can see here, if I will consider this potential barrier, let me just change the color. If we will check, if you can see here the potential, this is your rectangular potential barrier. If we will consider this rectangular potential barrier is very thick or very large, so in that case the probability of transmission, it may be less. Okay, if you consider the potential is very high, or if you consider this potential barrier is very thick, so in these two cases the probability of transmission may be less, but still there is a chances to get a particle in that region. So here if we consider this Ka to be very larger than 1, that is barrier is quite thick, so in that case you will get the probability of transmission equal to this much, or if you will put the value of K1 and K, then you will get this is 4 into 2m E by h cot square into 2m V naught minus E by h cot square divided by this K1 square, that is your 2m E by h cot square, plus K2 square is your 2m V naught minus E divided by h cot square whole square into this one is your e power Ka divided by 2 whole square. Okay, so now after solving this you will get Pt equal to 16e into V naught minus E exponential minus 2k divided by V naught square, and if we put the value of k here, then this Pt will be equal to this much. So this represents the expression for the transmission coefficient for a very large barrier. Okay, when the barrier is very large, then you will get the probability of transmission or the transmissibility equal to this much. It means that the transmissibility is finite though it decays exponentially. So you can see the decaying behavior also from that figure also. So you can see here in this region, that is when the if you will calculate the probability of transmission when the energy is less than V naught, that is the potential, and if you will consider the barrier is thick enough or the potential is very high, so in that case you can see the exponential decaying behavior. That is basically we can say that the transmission is finite. So this is all about your rectangular potential barrier, and here we have discussed the cases, that is when E is less than V naught and E is greater than V naught, and in case of when the potential is high than that of your energy, we have discussed about the quantum tunneling effect. Okay, so this is all for today. If you have any doubt, can ask me in the comment section. Thank you all.